Hello, and here we are for AOR Season 16, Round 11 here in Germany, just after the break, and straight away we're going to start our qualifying off by crashing into the wall. So yeah, for those who don't know already, I am going to be using the wheel. Well, I hope to be using the wheel from now on. Even so, yeah, I'm still not quite confident on it yet, as you can see there. I'm just crashing into the wall there to begin with. So that's basically my first lap basically aborted. So I turned the traction to full, just really to, well, so I didn't spin out into turn 1. But yeah, in time trial, I was definitely struggling on the wheel. I wasn't spinning out into turn 1, well, hardly at all. But you know, I don't know, it might just be nerves or something. As you come into the first qualifying using the wheel. But yeah, other news over the holidays. I haven't really felt motivation to play this game recently. You guys know I whinge an awful lot about this game in my commentaries, and I make lots of excuses, and yeah, I mean, it's just culminated in me just not having a passion for this game like I have the last 2.5 years, and hence I revealed in my last sort of montage, if you like, that I will be retiring at the end of both THL and AOR seasons. As you can see, yeah, all over the place again on terms of traction, even with full traction. So I was quite surprised about that, as again we're losing the car everywhere, and I wasn't losing this in time trial practice, so I was just wondering what was happening. But I just knew right now, if I was driving like this, I would not be it wouldn't be safe for me to drive like this during the races. We're going to lose it again, and yeah, we're completely out of qualifying. The 2 times we tried to attempt that first corner, we just ended up spearing into the wall. So I made the decision to pull out the pad again. I mean, yeah, they always say once you commit to something, try to stick to it. But there was no way I was going to prove a danger to everyone else in this race by risking it on the wheel, especially when I hardly had any practice. I didn't feel compelled to do it over the holidays, because it's just such a big commitment to try to learn something new all over again. I mean, when I moved over from the keyboards to the pads 2.5 years ago, I mean, that was a commitment. When I tried to learn manual gears for the first time, that was a big commitment. And at least back then, I really enjoyed F1 2014. I really enjoyed F1 2017. But now I just don't feel committed to learn the wheel. I mean, yes, I'm going to use the wheel in other games, but yeah, so again, I will try to use it towards the end of the season, but right now it's just, I'm not looking safe enough on it for me to feel like it's necessary for me to use it, because the last thing I want is to take out some of my fellow compatriots. But you can see now, as we look at the setup, of course, the simple one stop from the softs to the mediums, you can see it's the default 5 setup, and I was really annoyed at this point, because you can see I can't actually load a new one because of Park Ferme, and this sort of explained why I was spinning out a lot, because I wasn't spinning out in practice. It wasn't because of the wheel, it was because for some reason it put me on the default 5 setup. So I was trying to think about what happened, because I definitely put my default setup on the first time, but I think I might have accidentally clicked. I don't know. I don't know how I honestly ended up on the default 5 setup, because I didn't put myself on it. So you can see now, as we start, we're going to actually gain a position at the start, but I was just going to let everyone pass, because I knew I'd be dangerous, even on the pads, because yeah, the default 5 setup is basically a straight line speed setup. It has no grip, and it explained why I was spinning out everywhere, even on full traction. But yeah, I turned it back onto medium for the race, because I was on the pad, but I think that was probably a bad idea. But yeah, just trying to let everyone through. But yeah, I was quite annoyed about that, because I was actually hoping to have quite a good race on the pad, considering, yeah, I mean, it's quite a tight field, and yeah, I was just hoping to sort of make some progress. And I just enjoyed battles. I've had quite a lot of battles recently, which I quite enjoy. So I was hoping to have a few more of those, just as many as possible, before I eventually just retire from league racing. So I was really annoyed, because I've only got 20 sort of videos left until I eventually pack up. So yeah, just to have it wasted on a really poor setup, and yeah, I just knew it was undrivable at this point. You can see I'm losing the car on that corner, which is completely flat, and it's not like F1 2014 where you could literally run the you would always run the quick car setup 5, because it was always the fastest. In this game, it definitely isn't. You can't turn. It's impossible. We're going to be let past by Heiko off the yellow flag. So we have actually gained a few positions. You can see as we take turn 1 on the pad, we're just going to completely lose it. We nearly collect Heiko in the process. You can see a bit of debris. So I think he might have lost a bit of his front wing on us. So sorry if we did actually collect it, but it's just a joke at this point. I mean, it wasn't just me on the wheel. I definitely know I'm not as fast on the wheel as I am on the pads, but I know I could probably finish a 50% race, so I'm probably hoping to do it in AOR next week. Probably not THL because I still have a lot riding on the Drivers' Championship, so I want to sort of get every point possible. But yeah, you can see it wasn't the wheel's fault in qualifying. It's just the setup. It was undrivable, and I didn't really think it would ever be this bad a setup. But yeah, I should have known. F1 2018. I mean, the car becomes undrivable once you touch the grass, even with a good setup. So once you spun out once on a bad setup, it's just impossible to get going again. So at this point, I knew I couldn't finish the race. Every corner I was spinning out on. It was like I was running no tracks from F1 2016 again. It was that horrible, and I knew I'd have to sort of teeter around the track, and I'd be a danger to everyone else. So yeah, I was thinking if I can get the next few laps working, I'll pit just before I got lapped and then just retire, because this is just a joke at this point. I can't drive the car. It's not because of the wheel. I mean, I'm on the pad right now and I still couldn't drive it. So yeah, just co-masters being co-masters. I don't even know why that's a quick setup. Yeah, I probably should have been more vigilant on my setup. But again, I mean, I don't know. Once you go out, I mean, park firm, it means you can't sort of redo it. But I didn't remember picking the quick setup 5, so again, there's nothing I can do about it now. As we head on to lap 4, I just made the decision now. I was just going to retire. It was too dangerous at this point. And yeah, yeah, as I was saying, I mean, on the wheel, I can definitely finish a race, probably in full traction instead of medium. But yeah, I'm still about a second and a half, 2 seconds slower, so I might only use it for AOR because I haven't got as much riding on the championship battle on that. I mean, THL, I'm still sort of battling for second, and I'd like to get a good result towards the end of the season, so I'll probably still use the pad for that for the time being until I feel comfortable enough on the wheel, because I definitely don't feel comfortable enough at the moment, especially if I'm going to have bad setups like that. But we have a look at the race results. You can see Edge, he actually got a quali ban, but was able to win the race still, so a brilliant strategy from Edge there to take the win. Skiered a second, Koreka will round off the podium. P-Release, a brilliant 4th place, Karnak 5th, Gimp did really well, but unfortunately got quite a lot of penalties, so slips down to 6th. Gearsos was actually in the lead for a bit, moves down to 7th. Rogue Samurai, very clean. I think the only guy is to actually not get penalties, so that's brilliant for him. So as we move on to the podium now, and the driver's standings, you can see Edge has a commanding lead after that win. I mean, not even a quali ban can stop this guy. This guy's simply unstoppable. He's gone from strength to strength this season. Koreka's second. Skierda jumps 3 places to 3rd, overtaking Heiko, who's been slipping down ever since taking 2nd. Yeah, me and Jaeger, well, I maintain position, but I think Jaeger gets overtaken by Gimp after Gimp had quite a strong showing. You can see in the constructors, Renault will still lead, Toro Rosso and Ferrari. McLaren will be 4th and Force India 5th. Anyway, that's it for this time. See you next time.